So today's video, a handful of people requested because we have an event going on right now where you can choose and summon your selection of a regular Nat 4 unit and an LD3 unit, and there's a handful of people out there that are returning to the game from being gone for years, and they came back for this, like all the 7th-year anniversary ad campaigns. And then there's some new players as well that saw ads, or like someone that was already playing brought them into the game. They're like, you know what, I don't know some of these units, I don't have a lot of these units, I don't know, it was changed throughout the years, and some of these old lists, like, they may not be relevant anymore. So today we're doing an updated 2021 LD3 tier list. This is just for light and dark 3-star monsters, not 2 stars, not 4 stars, not 5 stars, not normal elements, just for light dark 3s. And this is because of the event. This is because of the event going on right now. So this is non-Arte tier list. This is just for general purpose, just for anyone returning to the game that doesn't have a lot of these units, or anyone new to the game that doesn't know if these units are good or not. If you're end game high level RTA, all you really care about is like the first 2 tiers of this list, and everything else is going to be stick in storage and see if it gets buffed. That's the reality of the situation. Everything starts out in average tier and gets moved up or down. This is basically where it starts, average tier, and then moves up and down. Personally built every unit on here except for 2. I don't think I've built the Dark Inferno. Maybe I have and I just don't remember it. And I don't think I've built, there's another one that I haven't built. I think Maggie, the Dark Golem. I don't think I've built her either, or him or whatever. So we have, like I said, we have this tier list. Everything starts here. We have a few different tiers here. We have, I made the tiers weird on purpose. I'm so tired of like the triple S and then the double S and then the S and then the 5S and the 12S, and then like how many other things do you do and where is average? Is average C? Well, then there's like so many tiers above average. I'm like, let me just try to make this easy. So we have an A tier average. That's the middle. That's average. Then we have, and this is not the tier list. We're gonna get to it in a second. Double A tier is above average. AA. Above average. SU, actually I changed what this is, but it's mostly, it's niche units, but it's like very good in a specific area. And then we have the MB is must build, amazing in all content, just super useful units overall that you're not really gonna regret. Even if metas change, it's probably still gonna be useful unless it gets like a nerf or something. Then we have BA, which is below average, not very useful, and DB. Don't build it all. If you guys have better names and you guys think better names would be cooler, then by all means, write them in the comments. But this is the tier list. So we have units at the bottom on the... No, we want to see the top. The top is basically Fran Lauren, yada, yada, yada. The bottom ones, don't build. I don't like these. I know this one got super hyped for a second. Super hyped for a second when Steel Fortress first came out. It was like, oh, it blocks and it's got amazing AI, and then nobody uses it anymore. So these are all terrible. Then we have these again. Like I built a lot of these. I didn't build the Maggie. I'm not super excited about. Maybe I'm wrong about the Maggie, but I never got excited about these things. Are just yuck and yuck and yuck, and I had to build these to realize that they were so yuck. What else do we have? I mean, I guess maybe she's maybe she's just below. No, she's pretty. I don't know, man. Either way, we're splitting hairs when we're like, this is super bad or just regular terrible. Like, it's just whatever. It's just like we don't really care too much about those. There's a lot of these units over here in the average tier. We have like this guy's a cleanser, something like that. Something like that. He is a cleanser. That is what he does. So we have this. We have the light Warbear. He got second awakened. Not super exciting. We got this guy. He's similar actually to Darion. Darion should be. Oh, Darion's over here in this more useful category, right? So we got a lot of these things. Some of these things you could be like, oh, well, I use this or I use that here or there. Like, I mean, you could use, like, for example, this guy with some invincibility in Guild Wars. He could be kind of a niche, cool little combo. He does a lot of ignored defense, but you could also use other things. You could use the fire one as well, and he doesn't. He just does it as passive. He does ignore defense randomly, right? Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. Like, Jubel could be useful in these things, but I mean, this is just like average tiers, just like whatever. You could use it. You could not. Actually, this guy needs to be below average now that I'm seeing him. But yeah, there's just a lot of average stuff that's like, I mean, you could use it if you want to, but not anything exciting. You could argue that some of these should be a little bit below average, but really, like, average or below average, we really don't care too much about it. Amon, rip Amon 2021, rip Amon 2020, 2019, 2018. Amon really has not been a thing for a while. Let's talk a little bit more about the double A's, the UBNs, useful but niche, right? I told you I changed it. So double A's, Basalt, great in TOA, great in Hall of Heroes. I mean, you could use them in Giants, you could use them in Dragons, you could use them in these things like early game. Not amazing in every content, but he's niche. This guy's a little bit underrated. He's actually pretty cool. He's got a cleanse and attack power buff. This bear man, kind of underrated. Not full cleanse. I believe it's just the 2 cleanse of 2 debuffs and then attack power buff. But I've actually seen people use him in like try hard things for like siege 3-star bases before 3 or 4-star bases. Sorry. This guy's pretty cool. He's got a stun. He's got a defense break. He's got a second awakening. He's pretty useful. Not anything god tier or anything. Just like he's useful. The light one is definitely more useful at this point for dungeons. This one is also pretty good. She's got a defense break on skill 1. She's got a defense break and a brand on skill 3. People are using her to get some of the best times in dungeons. For the most part, she's not, like, they were using her and they were using her, but for the most part, these have just kind of not been so much of a thing. And yeah, this with the B12 dungeons, this has not really been too much of a thing anymore. And then this, I mean, she's still useful in some like some Rift Beasts and things like that. She's still pretty useful. Stick her with a bunch of fight runes and stuff. He's got 2 AoEs. He's pretty nice. I actually think that like some of these are like a little bit better. Some of these I kind of want to put like, but it's not really niche. It's kind of like you could kind of put Mantor here. Honestly, he's got an AoE slow. He's got a strip first skill, AoE slow. He's got a defense break 3rd skill. So you could argue that you could actually put him a little bit higher than that. This guy's actually pretty good too. So these are kind of like a situation where you could argue that they could be higher depending on if you like Jolton super lots. You could put him higher if you want to, but these are just like above average units. Pretty useful. Miho used to be like god tier, but now at this point Miho is. There's just the Onimushas are so relevant that Miho is kind of not really a thing anymore. Miho got hit hard with those Onimushas coming out. What else do we have here? Like I said, Jolton. This guy's got an AoE CC. He's got this the slows and the stuns. He's got the stun with skill 3. He's got attack power and glancing with skill 1. He's not bad. This girl actually got a buff. I think some people maybe have forgotten about it, but she's actually better now than she was before. This guy's just he's a nice flexible unit overall. He's got some heals. He's got some ignore defense with skill 1. Not a ton of damage, not a high multiplier. And then he also has an attack power break as well on there. This is actually pretty underrated after I'm not saying it's god tier or anything, but this is pretty underrated after its second awakened. It does big AoE damage with the 3rd skill and also does a crit buff. So yeah, it's definitely significant. This was like so bad when it first came out without the second awakening, not even when it just first came out. This guy's got a speed lead. He also does skill cooldown for the enemy. I don't know why this is skill cooldown, and he's got a stun. He has a potentially ignore D. It's random ignore defense on first skill, and then he's got a second skill, which it strips, and then it gives him 50% attack gauge after that, even if it doesn't strip, regardless if it strips or not, if I recall correctly. This guy has some defense breaks and some stuns. He's got a second awakening as well. He's got low base speed, but these guys are actually not bad. This guy is an HP based bruiser. This guy is a defense based bruiser. Like I said about the cat, this light cat is a little bit underrated in my opinion. If you guys feel like some of these may be like, oh, you could argue like one of these, like this unit or whatever, could be a little bit higher. I could totally feel that. If you guys have super crazy fast runes, like some of you guys have been loving him for like RTA Special League and stuff like that, I could totally see that. So this girl though, she's kind of a bruiser type unit. She has some sustain. She also has some attack gauge decrease for the enemy. I think that she's a little bit underrated. The people that actually built her and put decent runes on her. Maybe my definition of decent runes is god tier runes. If you've put god tier runes on her, she's actually pretty good. If you put god tier runes on anything, it's pretty good. No. If you put god tier runes on these things, they're not pretty good. It's like spray painting doo-doo gold. Then we have Darion. He's, you know, less of a thing than he used to be just because so many other things have come out, so many other things have gotten exciting. Not that he's... Actually, he did get a buff at some point, didn't he? He did actually get a buff, so he does more damage mitigation than he did before. Again, these are fairly similar to each other. This is just fire, water, wind. This is from everything. He's also got a defense break and attack power break. He's okay for like for R5 and things like that. Just in general. So he's above average. He's useful, but he's not like, oh my god, you gotta build Darion. This is not 2014. You don't have to build Darion. We're not doing Darion for Giants. Darion for Giants B10. It wasn't B12 back then. Then we have this girl. Actually, she's a little bit underrated, I feel. Well, actually, maybe she's a... Again, she's not god tier. She's not god tier. She has some sustain. She's got the invincibility. She's got the immunity. She's got the stuns on skill 1. She's just a decent support unit that I think when this girl got second awakened and when the Pixie got second awakened, I kind of felt like, okay, the fairy's just probably a little bit better than the Pixie. The Pixie's like, not too excited. The fairy's like, not too excited, but at least better. It's not really even close. Like, the Pixie's, the light Pixie's just such nonsense. Dark Pixie's good. Light Pixie's just such nonsense. Just such a nonsense. Who cares unit. The light fairy, though, is actually a pretty decent support unit. You could take her into some, like, Guild Wars and Guild Siege and stuff like that. Not a bad unit, and super easy to skill up to. Super easy. Garuda, you guys know, Garuda is the first monster, the first LD monster you get in the entire game. So I'm sure that you guys know what the Garuda does. Does not have a second awaken yet. Wait, what? I'm just saying does not have a second awaken yet. We'll see. Check back in a year from now. See if we get a second awaken for this this Garuda. And then we have, she's actually not bad for like siege kind of stuff. If you're going up against, I don't really think that she's great against high level stuff, but if you're going up against anything that has a revive, she does a lot of damage. So she's actually not bad. She can just snipe out of Perna and Perna will never come back. Like if you're going up against like a Molong, Eladriel, Perna, it's not really like not too many super high level guild sieges still use Molong, Eladriel, Perna, but you know, you see things like that, things that come back from the dead. You know, some revives in there every once in a while. She's actually pretty useful. She's super easy to skill up to. Like you could use the Water Anubis as well, but he requires 4-star skill ups, or Devilmons. She requires pretty easy skill ups to get, right? And then she's just for big HP damage based on enemy HP. She was more relevant in the B10 dungeon. She's less relevant in the B12 dungeon since that buff. Useful but niche. I just want to like briefly go over all of these. Oh wow, I didn't actually. I was like, I'm so afraid always that I'm going to be like 45-minute video. Don't worry, guys. It'll be a 45-minute video. This guy, the Thrain, he's fantastic for TOA, hard, for Hall of Heroes. Fantastic unit. Some people bring him into some PvP as well, but he just does a lot of second awaken. I'm talking like this is second awaken, this is second awaken, this is second awakened units. Just fantastic because he does so much continuous damage, and he does CCs, and he cycles turns, and he cycles attack age. He's a fantastic unit. This one is really good for Rift Beasts. Just in general, he's got a nice attack power buff, pretty consistent. And he's got some damage on skill 1. He's got some damage on skill 2, right? I guess you could argue that you just use the vampire instead of him, but the vampire is a little bit harder to skill up. He could just the vampire lord. I mean, you could just skill up the vampire. Well, maybe we should just stick this guy down there. But now we got a whole extra row. Shh! Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone I just did that. We got a crow. Crow's fantastic, big damage unit, right? Big damage unit again for Rift Beast. I'm just like, the more I was thinking about this guy, I'm like, Dark Vampire Lord though, right? Dark Vampire Lord, and you can just fuse vampires for skill ups, so. But he is actually really good in Rift Beasts. So if you guys didn't already know that, he's actually really good in Rift Beasts. This guy, again, really good in Rift Beasts as well. Good in dungeons. He's just, you could kind of stick him everywhere, but you can't use him in a lot of PvP stuff. You don't really use him for arena offense, arena defense, Guild Wars offense, Guild War defense. Now someone's going to comment, Bagel, I'm in a Fighter 2 guild and I use him for siege all the time. So that means he must be even higher than that. I can't even make a new thing on the tier list to put wear crows. But I'm just saying he's more for PvE content than PvP. This guy is BJ5. You need him for BJ5. This Kabila is 120 base speed and attack gauge boost. So this is the fastest attack gauge. I'm trying to think if there's a faster attack. No, it's just 120. That's why everyone uses her. 120 attack gauge boost. So this is just for arena offense for the most part. And then sometimes I've seen some people niche pick it in RTA, like a last pick, like, oh crap, I'm definitely going to get outsped and killed. I get Kabila ruined. Let me stick her in there and see if I still outspeed or not. So, yeah, but just niche mostly for arena offense, mostly for just BJ5. This is mostly for PvE. This is mostly for TOA and Hall of Heroes, things like that. This guy is a fantastic unit for some stuff in the Dimension Hole. He's also fantastic for Necro. This guy used to be garbage tier. He used to be so bad. But he's, for Necro, for Dimension Hole, like some really serious stuff in Dimension Hole, and also TOA Hell. As well. So, and also I know people that used to use him in Guild Siege. I don't know if people are still using him in Guild Siege, but they used to use him in Guild Siege. So, fantastic unit. He heals the team. He also does damage based on enemy max HP. He also has a passive that mitigates damage from dark units and does more damage to dark units as well. And then we have the Groggo. This guy just takes 5 hits to kill, so he's kind of like a Leica. He's kind of like a Leica. It's kind of like Garo in that he can't get one-shotted. So sometimes for Guild Siege, he's nice to bring on offense, depending on the team that you're hitting, depending on the level that you are. This girl got Second Awakened. She does an HP rebalance. She does a heal. Her heal is changed. It's not her third skill. It's just passive heal and HP rebalance at the start of her turn. She also has heal with her second skill. She does her still ignore defense nuke, and she does a heal on her second skill as well. And then we have the Zinc, which is just, he does AoE defense breaks. He does a stun on skill 1. He does a triple hit skill 3, which also blocks beneficial effects. I believe it's 3 hits with skill 3, right? But and it blocks beneficial effects. So he's pretty good for a decent amount of places. Not everywhere, but he's like, for example, Steel Fortress. You can use him in Steel Fortress. You can use him in some stages in TOA, like for example, the Dark Hat Boy, Dark Phantom Thief stage. You could use him against Light Liches, just things like that. You could use him if you see like a Dark Paladin in Guild Siege. So there's just a few different situations where you could use the Dark Living Armor. And he's pretty decent, but again, he's not for everything. He's just for certain areas. And then we have the must build tier, the God tier units. And if you guys feel like some things maybe should be higher or lower, then it's not a dictatorship. So you guys could let me know in the comments if you feel like some units are better or worse. But I just wanted to give a general guideline for anyone returning or anyone new to like which units might be better options to pick than others. So Fran is just, she's got immunity, she's got attack buff, she's got heals, she's got decreased attack gauge, she's got decreased attack power, she's got a cleanse skill 2, it's on a low cooldown, she's got a speed, it's a little speed lead, but it's still a speed lead. Lauren, so simple, all she does is decrease attack gauge, decrease attack, decrease defense, speed break, strip things with skill 2, heal block with skill, okay, maybe not that simple, but pretty simple unit, just basically decrease attack gauge and defense break mostly. But she's just such an effective unit. You could use her in a lot of places. Just so many places you could use Lauren. PvP and PvE. Ashir is a fantastic unit as well. So these secret dungeon. These ones are not secret dungeons. So Ashir is the best, in my opinion, the best unit that you can use or that you can consider to get from this event that is not a secret dungeon unit. Because a lot of these are secret, like these are secret dungeons. This you just get from the Ancient Coin Shop. He is not a secret dungeon though. He is useful for, here's the thing. He's useful in RTA. People pick him in RTA to contest speed a lot of times. They'll put him on a super fast Swift set. 115 base speed is not that hard to contest speed with an Ashir because super fast base speed, easier to make him fast, right? And then he has an attack gauge boost. He also has sustain. He also has damage. He also has heal blocks against some of the annoying tanky teams. Like, for example, Molly, if it's Molly and another bruiser unit, you do skill 1, heal block. Molly's like, if Molly has skill 2 available, she's got to cleanse and do that. But if she doesn't have skill 2, it doesn't get healed, right? So, I mean, just that, or against Lulu's skill 1. I mean, Lulu's got enough cleanses, Molly's got cleanses as well. It doesn't really matter, you just cleanse the heal block. But I'm just saying, like, heal block sometimes is kind of nice. And he's got damage, he's got turn cycling, he's super fast. So, fantastic unit. You see him in Guild Siege defense on the 4-star towers nowadays, and you also see him in RTA. You could also, I mean, you could make an argument that you could use him instead of Kabila for arena offense. I'm not saying everyone's doing it. I really don't see anyone doing it, but you could. They just use Kabila because they have Kabila and it's 5 extra speed. But you could do that, right? If you only have one and not the other, if you only have the Ashir, then you could do that. You could also use Bernard, but I'm just saying. He's just a solid unit overall. You could bring him into dungeons. You could bring him into dimension hole things. He's a jack of all trades. He's got damage. He's got turn cycling, and he's got heals. Yeah, and then we have these. Again, I would recommend to not go. This is a secret dungeon unit. This is a secret dungeon unit. Don't go for these secret dungeon units. And just decide if you're curious about, like, oh, maybe I should pick this one. Maybe I should pick that one. Think about what content you want to do in the game next. What you want to focus on, and what unit is going to help you do that, right? So this is arena offense. This is for BJ5, so PvE. Well, actually, no. Don't pick this guy. Don't pick this guy. Don't pick these two. Arena offense. This is for PvE, but some of the newer, more difficult PvE stuff. This is mostly for Guild Siege. Guild Wars. This is, you could use her in more stuff than just Guild Siege and Guild Wars, though. You could use her in a lot of stuff. People take her into RTA and Bruiser teams. And then you can also use her for PvE as well in some Dimension Hole stuff. This guy's super, I mentioned he's super useful in a few different situations. This guy for like TOA Hard and Hall of Heroes and things like that. But anyway, I just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. I just want to give a more updated tier list, just for general guidelines for returning players and new players. Again, you could argue that a lot of these things could be higher or lower. I would just wanted to give a general guideline for people that are either coming back or are new, saying like, hey, I didn't know that this unit is super good now because he's the only one that I'm missing from this tier. I just came back to the game. He used to be trash. Didn't know he was super good. So maybe some people get some useful information out of it, like which ones to avoid. They may get, I mean, these units at the bottom may very well get Second Awakenings. I don't know. I have some things that I think will get Second Awakened pretty soon. Sooner rather than later. And are more likely to get Second Awakened, but I don't have all the information. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hopefully it helps some people. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you as always, and this was your idea, not mine. I'll see you as always in the next one.